This is crazy.
After the prayer ended, we look up to see them taunting us in our faces with bacon.
Nah, this is hilarious.
Relive the whole thing again. After the prayer
This is
ended, we
hilarious,
look up
bro.
to see them taunting us in our faces with bacon.
Oh my god.
Against us, saying, but bombing people indiscriminately is a war crime. Yeah, anyway, so here's a moment of a jihadist in New York yelling Allahu Akbar and throwing a bomb in New York City.
Outside, and then tell everyone else.
I think this is a perfect video. All right, so here we have, this is literally cinema. So here we have a leftoid screaming about how we need more immigrants. We need more immigration.
Outside, and then tell everyone else.
Stop yelling about immigration! And then you have an immigrant yelling Allahu Akbar, throwing a bomb. Absolute cinema. Like you could, this is actually picture perfect. Insanely picture perfect. All-time photo. A protester shouting about the pros of immigration interrupted by an Islamic terrorist throwing a bomb jumping over him. It's like, hang it in the Louvre, motherfucker. That shit's insane. All right.
You can't
and breaking,
make this
it
shit
turns
up.
out that device that was thrown was not a random little oopsie-poopsie device. It seems like it was an
IED.
actual bomb.
Fox News has learned of a disturbing development involving the type of explosive used in the attempted attack and just how dangerous it is. Let's bring in retired NYPD Inspector Paul Morrow, who has more information on this device that was found. So it was a homemade device, Paul, but not necessarily a cheesy one, in other words.
No, not at all, John. And I have to tell you, having done about 15 years worth of this kind of work, counterterrorism work, this is a bit of a game changer. First of all, let me start by saying New York City got extremely lucky yesterday.
Yeah.
TATP is enormously volatile. It is not very stable. It's extremely powerful. And it is the footprint, and if you go by past events, of serious bombing attacks. The London 7/7 attacks, Richard Reed's attempt on a plane. Many of us remember the Ariana Grande attacks outside the Manchester Arena. These are situations where you're well into double figures of people killed, never mind injured. So this was a very, very serious attempt, much more serious.
Dude, God is literally sending us all the warning signs, and we're just putting our fingers in our ears.
Literally, bro. This is literally God telling us, bro. We need to get rid of this shit. This is God telling us we need to get rid of Islam, bro. He's protecting us, bro. He protected all those people. Just to give us that beautiful scene right there where we see a stupid leftist talking, and then out of nowhere a fucking terrorist come throwing a bomb over his shoulder. It's like you can't make this shit up, bro. You can't. Honestly, bro, this is like God telling us we must ban this fucking Islam shit out of our country, bro. And this dude Mandami is not gonna allow it. Cause he's Islam himself, bro. Yo, Trump gonna have to do something about this shit, bro, for real.
God is warning us at the threat in front of us. He like, this dude tried to kill us, and for whatever reason, the fuse went out on impact, all right, instead of actually detonating.
Twice.
God is screaming at us, and we're plugging our ears with our libtard empathy.
I would argue that it likely seemed to many right initially, and as to why they didn't detonate, in light of the fact that they were charged the way they were, is going to be something I'm sure that the federal authorities are going to be looking at very closely as they
God, you
investigate
can't
these
even
two
tell us
perps.
what.
Yeah, and hats off to the New York City Police Department for running in and
Yep.
stopping.
I saw that
those
too.
legends.
Thank God.
Just run away or go to a
Yep.
place of safety.
Yup, thank God for those fucking officers, bro. People always talk about, oh, fuck the police. They over here. We need to defund the police. These fucking police literally went running towards a man lighting a bomb, bro. Lighting a bomb. Those fucking 3 officers or 4 officers that went charging after that dude that was lighting a fucking bomb, They deserve a fucking raise. Fuck a reward. They deserve a fucking raise, a hefty one. Because we need more officers like that in the force, bro. People who actually care about United States citizens, who put their lives on the line to protect ours, bro. That is what we need. I salute those fucking officers, bro. I pray that their bosses, I pray fucking Mandami gets out of office and we get a mayor who can actually take care of our police officers, bro. Cause that dude ain't for the police. Holy shit, bro. Jesus was with those people. Jesus was with those people, bro. Ain't no question. Two times the dude tried to throw a bomb and it didn't go off, bro. 2 times, bro. That's insanity. And you heard what the man just said. That could have been double digits of people dying. That's crazy, bro.
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at, they didn't know what they were into there. All they saw was something that was smoking. For all they know, this thing is extremely powerful, but they ran towards it. Look, that's what your instincts are as a police officer. That's what you're supposed to do, but that doesn't mean it is any less heroic. So,
yeah, these people are fucking heroes, bro. Hands down, man. I love my police force, bro. New York, we got some fucking serious. We got some real cops, man.
Hats off to those guys, and thank God the devices didn't detonate.
Literally.
It really comes down to
For
now,
real. Thank God.
Was it an incomplete chemical formula?
Anyway, and then they're going to look into it, all the details, why didn't it detonate, etc., etc. But essentially, it was an incredibly volatile device similarly used by Al-Qaeda and ISIS. So again, this is the shit we're dealing with in New York. All right, so this guy breaks down the story. All right, and then I'm going to show you Zoran Mamdani's response, because it's honestly even worse.
As the war continues overseas, we're now seeing in sanctuary cities like...
Man, it's crazy. Nuxenor really watches everything I watch. Oh man, we get our news from the same people. Shout out Nux, smart man.
NYC, peaceful protests having attempted explosions.
God, we have to abolish sanctuary cities, man. We have to realize the enemy's
That's
here,
another
right?
thing, bro.
We're being warned.
This is why Mandamni was able to become mayor in the first place. Because of sanctuary cities, bro. Yo, I'm telling you, this shit is fucking up our country.
You know who shouting you know what. As Freedom News TV...
Yeah, you're not allowed to say it because you get demonetized on YouTube. Trust me, I know. Definitely subscribe, because if you're not subscribed, you might not be seeing my videos.
He shows us these completely organic, not paid for protests in
Wow, mass-produced signs. That's so cool.
New York City that the mainstream media wants you to think was just anti-war.
It's an anti-war outcry.
They're literally such liars. Like, you can't be able to do this shit. Like, it's insane. Anti-war? Get out of here.
Are holding signs, if I can show you a little bit, holding signs that say no new war, hands off Iran.
Completely.
All those signs was printed by one person. All those signs was printed by one person, bro. None of these people actually care for this cause, bro.
Missing the vigils they're holding.
Bro! I didn't even know they did this. They had vigils for Khomeini? Oh my lord, holy fucking shit. Bro, we need to set up security. Get Palantir on the phone, okay? Alright, get the Mossad on the line. We have to track down every single person that went to cry at these vigils, denaturalize, and deport all of them. They are literally allying themselves with an enemy military. Quite literally, they need to be denaturalized and deported. All of them.
Holding for a religious dictator,
Oh my God,
oddly
dude.
appearing to receive police protection.
That's
So weird.
insane,
You
bro.
mean to tell me that a Muslim mayor of New York City is protecting the Muslims crying over the religious radical, terrorist, pedophile,
insane.
dictator, mass killer that's literally at war with us. This is insane, bro. Like, this is... They're actually traitors.
Chanting for the end of American soldiers.
Make us proud! Al-Qassam, you make us proud! Another soldier now! Another soldier now!
Like, these guys, denaturalize and deport. That's my stance, all right? Listen,
Make Islam illegal, bro. We need to make Islam illegal. This shit should not be able to be... You should not be able to preach this shit on the streets, bro. This is not freedom of speech, bro. Once you go into inciting violence, that is when free speech becomes illegal. These people quite literally calling for the death of soldiers, bro. American soldiers. Isn't that inciting violence? But yet, police look at them, they just protecting these people. I ain't gonna lie, this needs to be illegal, bro. They need to abolish this shit from this country. Bro, this is insane. They need to abolish this
I've said
shit.
this for a long time. Every single person illegal in this country needs to get deported. Every single person legal in this country needs to be investigated.
Yes.
All right? Illegal immigration, that's one issue. Legal immigration, that's where we actually have to start stomping down. Dog, we need our next president to be an actual savage. Like, Trump's doing great overseas, but he's not doing enough domestically. Like, these fuckers are literally living among us, poisoning us. And we can't tolerate this.
Al-Qassam, you make us proud!
Now, there were Americans chanting USA, but the NYPD appeared to protect the Ayatollah's activists.
Guys, look, it's a straight white male preaching the Ayatollah's gospel.
This is a common theme we've seen a lot lately. Angry anti-American activists chanting for the death of us, being strangely protected by Mayor Mamdani's NYPD.
Weird.
That eventually ends in Americans being arrested.
You mean to tell me that a Muslim immigrant in charge of a city is turning the city against our country? Who could have thunk it? Absolutely diabolical.
As the local coppers eventually faced off
Dog, what the fuck?
with these
What is that sign? We are Jeffrey Epstein? Oh my god. dude.
leftist activists, all wearing masks dressed in black. So when the mob attacks, the NYPD has their back.
I seen this shit too. I seen this shit too yesterday.
That's insane.
Stop it! You're gonna hit me, motherfucker! Hey, don't touch me! Hey, I'm touching you! Come on!
Dude, that's insane.
And the cops arrest him, bro. Like, that shit pisses me off, bro.
Dude, the cops are actually fighting on the side of the terrorists.
As this wasn't even the only instance of this.
Bro, what? This guy was attacked and he got arrested. This is what happened in London. This is what happens in London under a Muslim mayor, suspiciously enough. Dog, we're getting colonized.
You white boy.
You're white too.
Now you're finally
What am I doing? You're gonna get hurt.
It's sad how much the
That's
leftist
insane.
mob knows they control the city, as the cops keep telling the Americans to stop and
Dude, these people are like the useful idiots of Islam, putting them in our country. These fuckers. This is insane.
antagonizing the masked
Disgusting,
mob,
dude.
as it's only going to make them attack. But you know what else would stop these violent attacks? Actually arresting the violent masked men. But sadly, after electing a left-wing socialist mayor, the left-wing mob knows they have immunity from Mamdani's police. Now eventually, a conservative activist arrived with a whole lechon.
Hey, you're not gonna do run your mouth, you see? Yes!
Yeah, they showed up to Mamdani's house with a whole ass pig.
I am.
As they should.
I'm smarter than you. You measure things in terms of whiteness.
You see the difference, though, between right-wing protests and left-wing protests? Left-wing protests tends to fucking lead to bombings because they believe in the terrorists. And the right-wing protests, okay, we have some bigotry, whatever going on, but at least it's freedom of speech and we're not harming nobody. We're like, physically, how is he harming anybody by bringing a pig there?
Interesting how that angry dude, for one, embraced being a beta, but also inferred it meant he was smaller, richer, and whiter. As whenever white liberals get caught in the moment, they always seem to subtly reveal
Racism, bro. This is what I've been saying.
their own racism. But I'm a little less worried about modern day leftists and how they see their superiority, and more concerned about their enabling of actual terror attack.
He's totally correct here. And the thing is, I've said this the whole time. I think feminism is the core issue in the Western world. All right, it's this idea of hyper-feminized men that are just complete pussies. Like, it's unbelievable. Now, those guys, one of their fundamental issues with those guys is that
like I said multiple times already on these streams, we need to bring bullying back, bro. It is okay to bully. Because when you allow bullying, it grows character, basically. So let's say a person goes to school dressed fucking all girly and feminist, right? The other boys is gonna clown him and not want to be around him. They're gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? What the hell is dude wearing? You see that shit? They're gonna be clowning him. Okay, it might hurt the little boy's feelings, but then he's gonna realize that he doesn't want to be bullied and he doesn't want to be clowned all the time, so maybe he'd get his act together and fucking dress up like a normal boy. And then that will prevent this little boy growing up into thinking he's a girl. It's that simple, bro. One little thing we could change. Bring back bullying, bro. Fuck. What's good, Brody? What's good? What's going on? We need to bring back bullying. That's what's going on. And we need to ban Islam.
Vote to bring in retard terrorists into our country because, hey, they don't want to be racist. They don't want to be racist. Yes, they would support the death of every single person that voted for Trump, but they'll literally embrace and open their arms wide for foreign terrorists.
You don't get to come from outside and then tell everyone else.
And after throwing the first device, he's later seen casually lighting another.
Oh my god.
Before finally being chased down by PD.
Insane. Yeah, insane that this happened, by the way. But think about how much this will increase Islamophobia.
It's insane how quickly this escalated. From paid-for protesters holding paid-for signs, getting police protection, to chanting, they want the demise of American soldiers overseas, then actually tossing
That's what
what
I was
could have
saying.
been
What the
anything
fuck?
into a crowd while
I had
shouting
to take a piss, buddy.
something meant to make you think it'll explode. And I don't think it...
And it would have exploded if God didn't intervene.
That's what I was saying. In America, bro, I know you out there in Germany, right? This is the Germany, Brody. This is German, Brody. In America, that's why there's so much fucking weird shit going on in our country, because we stopped bullying for some reason, bro. Like, bullying became a fucking issue in schools, and then now all of a sudden we got all these fucking weirdos fucking with nose rings and blue hair and fucking, bro, that shit ruined our country. Fucking stopping bullying, bro. What the fuck is bullying? If anything, that shit was helping our country, bro. For real.
Intervene and put out the fuse. That was incredibly volatile devices used in ISIS attacks.
Get to this point without the police politely allowing them to attack Americans, only arresting them when they defend themselves, as Jake eventually had to get a police escort out.
This is the New York City Police Department. You are unlawfully obstructing pedestrian traffic. You are ordered to disperse now to permit the safe flow of pedestrians.
This is in New York, bro. Holy shit. I can't
But it
believe
still
this shit.
didn't stop the mob from attacking his car.
literally, these people, like, the fact that they're not arrested for this is insane.
They said
Like,
pop
every
the
single
tires.
person kicking this car needs to go to jail. Like, it's unbelievable that this is normal. It's
This is
unbelievable
crazy,
that this
bro.
is the new normal for the left. Like, we are dealing with a domestic terror threat in our country, and no one wants to do anything about it.
Get up! No! Get up! Get up!
New York City doesn't even look like America anymore, or it really seems
So weird. They elect a
shit is
Muslim
crazy,
mayor,
man.
and all of a sudden this happens. Probably a coincidence.
like it's only gonna get worse. As how did the corporate mainstream
mainstream
media report on
Fuck.
this?
Oh, dude, I
Simply
saw this.
brushing it
Fuck
off
how
as a
snowflakes.
smoke-generating suspicious device.
Really, bro? Really?
Look how they worded this shit, bro. I read this shit when it first went down. I was like, yo, there's no way they fucking wording this shit like this, bro. 4 people arrested after smoke generating suspicious device thrown during protest act. Bro, why can't they just fucking call it what it was? A fucking improvised explosive device. A fucking IEP. Or IED. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people, bro?
An ISIS-style bomb is a smoke-generating suspicious device?
With ABC writing, 1 arrested for disorderly conduct, another arrested for pepper spray, then saying 2 were accused of throwing a device.
A suspicious device?
Accused. Oh my god, bro. You can't make this shit up, bro. Where did our country go wrong? Were we protecting these people, bro?
Oh my god.
Immediately stating no injuries. Wrapping it up with, this anti-religious rally was caused by a known agitator.
That is fucking crazy.
This is sickening.
Dude, I said this before. Antifa is just the militant wing of the left. The media is the propaganda wing of the left. The left is an anti-God global movement that hates Western civilization and is working with every fucker in the third world to try to destroy us. Pay attention, man.
And after I recorded the video, they've confirmed it wasn't just a smoking device, but a pipe bomb.
During protests outside of Gracie Mansion, from which footage of suspicious devices has been circulating on social media. Organized by individuals associated with far-right provocateur, a counter-protester, identified as Amir Balat, an
Counter-protester. Are you shitting me? Why are they calling him a counter-protester? He's a terrorist, man. What the fuck? Bro, there is no punishment for high treason, even with such things. Bro, this shit is crazy to me, man. This bitch just said... What she said, bro? She didn't even say terrorists. She said anti-protesters. What in the fuck is an anti-protester, bro? That throws bombs at people? That's called a terrorist, you fucking dumb fuck. Holy
Mansion
shit.
from which footage of suspicious devices
this is bananas,
has been circulating on social
we need
media.
We need a fucking...
Organized by individuals
You talk
associated
about...
with far-right provocateur,
You talk about impeaching Trump, bro. Why in the fuck is we not impeaching the mayor, bro? Not even the mayor condemned this shit. Not even the mayor caught these 2 fucks terrorists, bro. What in the fuck are we doing here? Like, for real. And his wife likes Hamas videos and pictures. What in the fuck are we doing here, bro? Like, bro, this shit makes no sense to me, man.
Protester, identified as Amir Balat, an 18-year-old man, lit and threw an ignited device.
An 18-year-old man. A male of nebulous ethnic background.
Toward the protest area and gets a second device from a man tentatively ID'd as Ibrahim Nick, 19 years old. Mr. Balat lights the device and starts running with it. He then drops the device on the west side of East End Avenue. Based on preliminary examination and X-ray imaging, the devices, which were a bit smaller than a football, appear to be a jar wrapped in black tape, importantly with nuts, bolts, and screws, along with a hobby fuse that could be lit.
So you have a jar filled with nuts, bolts, and screws, and a fuse. But this is, you guys still calling it a smoke device? Bro, do you not see the... Yo, bro. We've been invaded.
There is an honest, moderate way to report on this, as it is fair to say, Jake is an agitator of a certain religion, but then don't completely omit how they tried to end him in what appeared to be an attempted terror attack. That's not
Hobby
even
fuse.
stretching.
Exactly. Like, that's another thing. What the fuck is a hobby? Are you shitting me, bitch? It's a fuse. Like, come on. What do you use fuses for? Not fucking smoke devices. I can tell you that much. Holy shit,
It wasn't an attempted
bro.
terror attack. It was a Muslim terror attack. And people are just
This is
fucking scared to
insane,
say it.
bro.
The guy yelled Allahu Akbar, threw a fucking bomb at people. What do
This
you want
is
me to say?
insane.
Like, this was
We
a
need Trump to
Islamic
step
terror
in,
attack
bro. He
on
gotta
New
do
York
something,
soil
bro.
again.
The truth they somehow choose for you to be oblivious to.
Yeah.
Like how that flight to Florida
This
got
shit
diverted
too.
to Atlanta so SWAT could sweep in.
Yeah, I covered this. Yeah, I covered this yesterday. But the point that I'm trying to make is, like, this is retarded. Retarded as fuck. In
We
fact,
shouldn't be going
all right,
through
you
this
thought there
shit.
were only 2 bombs? Well, thank God the police got him before he threw the 3rd bomb. They found a 3rd
It's a
bomb.
third one? Oh my god,
Between
bro.
81st Street and 82nd Street, we have been told that
Sometimes
officers have
when I
located a
got bored,
third
I like a
suspicious
fuse
device.
just for
Wow.
fun.
Dude, this could have been an unbelievable mass
Holy-
casualty event if it would have played out just an iota differently.
That is thought to belong to one of
Fuck,
2
a hobby
suspects
fuse.
who
What
were
the fuck
taken into
these people
custody
talking about, bro?
yesterday in connection
You can't hate
with
these
2
news
other
medias enough,
suspicious
bro, I'm telling you.
devices. So now we've got a total of 3 suspicious devices that have been uncovered here in the Big Apple, and we know at this point from high-level
I don't see the left blaming MAGA for this one. That's weird.
sources and from the NYPD.
Oh, it's Islamophobia that did it. Right. Nothing causes Islamophobia like Muslims killing people. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, the number 1 cause of Islamophobia is Muslims committing terror attacks. Have you noticed the correlation between Islamic terror attacks and Islamophobia?
That at least one of the devices that has been confiscated is
weird.
confirmed IED. Fox has been talking to high-level sources all throughout the day, and we actually learned today that one of the IEDs that was taken into custody yesterday had an explosive called triacetone triperoxide, or known as TATP. Fox News contributor Paul Morrow talked about this
Literal
earlier
bomb,
today,
bro. A
and
literal
he said
fucking
this is
bomb.
an explosive that has been used in other high-profile, deadly
ISIS and Al-Qaeda attacks. All right, but for some reason, we're just not supposed to even talk about this like it's a terror attack. Now, here's the crazy part. These 2 Muslim terrorists, because it's really tiring when people are just like, they're just guys. No, they're not
2
just
men,
guys. They're Muslim
2
terrorists.
white
They committed
males.
a terror attack on New York soil again.
Wait
This
for
happened
the
before,
moment
but
when
they
they
forgot
kill
apparently.
people
Never
and
forget.
scream.
Well,
It's
they
just
forgot.
a
They elected a
practice,
jihadist.
bro.
Are we surprised?
It's just a prank going
get a load
down
of this
with.
one. I think this is a real
For real.
radicalizing moment because I'm here to radicalize.
I think they literally said that too. I think they literally said that, bro. I could have swore I saw the title like that said, "Oh, prank gone wrong," but then like after I seen the real news, I haven't found that title again. But holy shit, you gotta be dumb as fuck if you thought that shit was a prank, bro. The dude literally was screaming Allah Akbar and all this other shit. Nah, bro. And when he came out the precinct or the precinct, he was throwing up the fucking the what's that shit called? ISIS group. He was throwing up their hand signal. Like, what the fuck, bro?
A lot of people say the alt-right pipeline, blah, blah. I am trying actively to radicalize you by showing you simply the truth. All right, get ready.
And Ibrahim Qayyumi are now reportedly in federal custody, being interviewed by
Federal
the FBI.
custody.
In connection to the devices, our Bill Malusian has learned that Balat's parents are naturalized U.S. citizens from Turkey, and Qayyumi's parents are
From
naturalized
Turkey,
citizens
where
from
Hamas
Turkey.
pikers from.
They were
One
born
of his
here.
parents was captured saying this as he was taken into custody.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Yes,
So the confirmed IED, the one that we know has been tested and confirmed to be an explosive, well, that was thrown yesterday afternoon outside Gracie Mansion during a clash of protest.
Yeah, a clash of protest. I hate when people describe it like this. This is a terror attack. I don't care.
Literally,
I don't
bro.
care
It's
if
not
if it was an
anti-protesting.
agitator. I don't care if
Since when was it anti-protesting to throw bombs at people? Like, what? How you gonna call these 2 fucks anti-protesters when they went there with the intent to harm people, to cause bodily fucking fluid like harm to people. Like what?
The anti-Islam guy was a bigot, white nationalist. I don't care if he was a fucking neo-Nazi, all right? Ultimately, he has freedom of speech. He has the legal right to be Islamophobic or anti-Semitic or racist or bigoted or whatever the fuck. He has the legal right and legal protection to do that. And while I don't necessarily agree with all of his stances, I will fight for his right to have them as an American, okay? You know what you don't have the right to do? Throw a pipe bomb at him. This is not a clash of protesters, okay? This is a guy doing something legal and Islamic terrorist trying to blow up a city block because of it.
Exactly.
We can't equate these in any way whatsoever, and I'm tired of making believe it's even remotely acceptable to do so. Now, here's the real shocker. These guys, not only, they weren't naturalized citizens, their parents were naturalized citizens. These guys, these terrorists, these ISIS-style terrorists, were born here. All right? Let that sink in. All right? That means a generation later, and they didn't integrate into American society to the point that they're fucking throwing ISIS-style pipe bombs into civilian areas. Pay attention to what's going on here. It's almost like people of specific backgrounds do not actually want to assimilate, and they're here to conquer. Pay fucking attention. So while I say that every single illegal alien needs to get deported by ICE, I don't think that's up for debate. We have a country, we have borders, we have laws. You break those laws, you face the consequences. I don't give a shit how you're deported either, all right? Because you had the ability to self-deport. So if we want to deport you by throwing you over the border with a trebuchet, I fully support it. Absolutely. Get them the fuck out. They shouldn't be here. Now, that's for the illegal aliens. For the legal immigrants, all of them need to get investigated if they're actually assimilating or integrating into American culture. And if they're not, I would support getting them the fuck out of here. Because we have these guys, and I'm sure there's more of them that think exactly like them. Welcome to Zoran Mamdani's New York City. Well, get a load of this one. I'm told by federal law enforcement sources the New York IED suspects Amir Balat's parents are from Turkey, were naturalized into U.S. citizens in 2017. Ibrahim Qayyumi's parents are both from Afghanistan. Mom naturalized in 2009. And Congressman Randy Fine says we have a massive legal immigration problem in America. And this is when you wake the fuck up. All cultures are not the same. All people are not the same. Some are different. Some, yes, I'm sorry, this is going to shake you to your core. Some cultures are inferior. And some of them don't need to be brought here under this mask of empathy where we're supposed to make believe it's normal that these retards are here trying to kill us. And of course, this is how the New York Times describes it. You know, the New York Times that describes the Iran war as, oh, the poor people mourning the death of Ayatollah Khamenei. Right? So this is how the New York Times said this one. Smoking jars of metal and fuses thrown at protest near mayor's house. This looks like someone tried to kill Zoran Mamdani instead of a Zoran Mamdani supporter trying to kill a Christian protester. All right? Look how insane this is.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Smoking jars of metal and fuses. It was a fucking pipe bomb thrown at a...
I already said it, bro. If these fucks is terrorists and they hate our country and if they actually commit terrorism, like throw bombs and shit, smoke them. I don't give a fuck how you do it. Just kill them, bro. Kill them. Because there's no fucking coming back from that. What the fuck? You think 20 years, 30 years, people's gonna feel safe with this motherfucker back on the streets? No. Fuck no. I don't give a fuck how many years he's locked up, bro. I don't ever want to see somebody who is capable of throwing bombs at literal innocent civilians. I don't want to see that guy ever on the streets again, bro. So instead of us paying fucking to keep this bastard alive, I say we just smoke him, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro. Cheapest way.
This near mayor's house makes it look like the mayor was the victim, and he wasn't. He was not. Right now, this is pretty insane. These people are in custody, and thank God they were brought into federal custody.
Exactly. Putting people in their health in danger. You lost all rights. Exactly.
So no Zoran protection. These fuckers are going away.
Amir Balat and Ibrahim Qayyumi are reportedly in federal custody.
Yeah, that's right.
Interviewed by the FBI
Good.
in connection to the devices. A source tells us both are U.S. citizens, and right now we're monitoring more police activity in an area of New York City's Upper East Side, near where The devices were initially thrown yesterday afternoon. Cameras captured 6 total people taken into custody yesterday, including one of them who said, Allah Akbar.
Yeah, probably a coincidence. Probably had nothing to do with his religion. It was probably just a tortured young man, right?
He's just a white. He's the typical white male, bro. He's MAGA. Look, that's a MAGA white man right there, bro. What are you talking about? You know, nobody said Allah Akbar.
He's probably just mentally ill. He was mentally ill. We see who he worships. Anyway, this is where they.
Damn.
All right, so if you want to get radicalized a little more, while y'all are fighting your asses off,
This shit
these
punched
guys
me
lived
right
in
here.
a
I need
fucking
some water.
mansion. All right, pay attention to who's raping our land. All right, understand where we're at. Y'all struggling to pay rent. Well, let's see where these guys have been living. All right, these guys, all right? Unbelievable, beautiful, beautiful. All right, Americans can't afford rent, but these guys, legal immigrants. Yeah, they're really integrating into American culture and stuff. Now, the New York Post is reporting that Muslim terrorists who hurled bombs in New York are ISIS in America. But Mamdani and his fellow Democrats think we should be worried about Islamophobia. We should be afraid of Islam. We need to get these people out of our country. I'm so glad that people are actually saying the thing that needs to be said for the first time in forever, all right? Saying there's a legal immigration problem is quite literally shifting the Overton window so much it's diabolical. So Nick Shirley actually went to interview this guy over here. He went to interview Jake Lang after Zohran Mamdani made a statement. This is one of the worst statements I've ever seen in my life.
I
Look
read
at
this
one.
shit today, bro.
Yesterday, this is the mayor of New York City, Muslim Zohran Mamdani. Yesterday, white supremacist Jake Lang organized a protest outside Gracie Mansion rooted in bigotry and racism. Wah! Wah! Well, wake up, motherfucker. You're allowed to be a bigot and a racist in the United States of America. I'm tired.
Just notice how the first fucking paragraph or first sentences he say is literally has nothing to do with the terrorist act that just happened on U.S. soil.
Tired of this pussyfooting shit, all right? You can hit me with all of your
Like,
random
what?
empty word slogans.
You
your,
just
your
had a
fucking
terrorist
leftoid virtue
attack
signaling.
on
That shit,
U.S.
that shit's
soil.
over.
And you talking
They threw
about
a bomb at him.
a protest?
Right? You could criticize him all you want. They threw a bomb at that guy. Such hate is no place in New York City. Excuse me. So let's get this straight. Zohran Mamdani, an immigrant to America, is throwing people that were born in New York out of New York because their values don't align with yours? And this isn't even me supporting Jake Lang's opinions or anything, but who the fuck are you? Deuteronomy 30:19. We welcome the foreigners into our land until they eventually take power from us. This is exactly what we're looking at. This guy, not an American, fundamentally, comes in not with American values, does not assimilate, gets elected because of votes from foreigners, and is immediately saying that you have no right to be in our city. And he did no crime. He committed no crime. He didn't violate any law. But because you are predominantly a Muslim guy, you want to kick him out of your city. It is an affront to our city's values and unity defines who we are. Who the fuck are you to talk about what defines who we are? Throwing people out of cities for their opinions does not define who we are. This is America, where we have balls, all right? And if you don't like what someone is saying, you can close your fucking ears. Like, I'm so tired of this virtue signaling cuck shit. What followed was even more disturbing. What happened? Violence in a protest
That's
is
what I'm
never
saying.
acceptable.
Victim
Who did the
mentality. The
violence?
world is so bad. Just be.
Was it right
That's what
wing
I'm saying,
people
bro.
doing violence?
Victim
Both
mentality.
sides,
That
maybe?
shit sucks.
Was it left wing violence? The attempt to use an
But look
explosive
at
device
this.
and hurt others is not only criminal, it's reprehensible and the antithesis to who we are. Who did that? Who did that?
Look at that. What followed was even more disturbing. Violence at a protest is not acceptable. Like, bro. He's quite literally putting the protest and the terrorists in one thing, like one level. He's not calling these people terrorists. He's calling these people anti-protesters. There's no way, bro. There's no way he's not calling them terrorists. He's calling them anti-protesters, bro.
Was it right wing
Or
people doing
protesters.
violence? Both sides, maybe? Was it left wing violence? The attempt to use an explosive device and hurt others is not only criminal, it's reprehensible and the antithesis to who we are. Who did that? Who did that? He doesn't even say. Right, so notice, Jake Lang is a white supremacist. All right, such hate and no place in New York City. All right, Jake Lang, white supremacist. Notice how he doesn't say, the other guy named Ibrahim who screamed Allahu Akbar and threw a bomb in an Islamic terror attack. Notice how he doesn't say that. He's just like, violence followed, it was bad. I want to thank the brave men and women in New York Police Department who acted quickly to keep New Yorkers safe. Our officers ran towards danger without hesitation, demonstrating once again the courage and dedication it takes to protect the city every day. My administration is monitoring the situation. I'm sure it is. And it is pleasant to see that the replies are killing him. Your wife saw these images of the worst massacre and mass murder of Jews since the Holocaust and left likes on the Instagram posts. So that actually did happen. I covered that in my previous video. Here's what you left out. An explosive was thrown by Muslims. They were shouting Allahu Akbar, Emir Balat, and Ibrahim Nick. Now, notice how he'll name the white supremacist racist, but he refuses to even mention that it's an Islamic terrorist attack. Refuses to even mention the names of the people that committed the terrorist attack. But I guarantee you, if it was a terrorist attack committed by Jake Lang, he would be more than screaming from the rooftops about Islamophobia. This might be one of the worst statements I've ever seen in my entire life, alright? White supremacist Jake Lang and some violence in a protest. Yeah, alright, dude. Anyway, so Nick Shirley interviewed Jake Lang after this.
It goes beyond political violence. This is religious violence, first and foremost. And second of all, what we need to understand is we voted in a Muslim mayor to New York City 2 months ago, and we've had the first Muslim terrorist attack on white Christians outside the mayor's home. People need...
Actually, that's true, but not the first. There have been a lot of Islamic terror attacks in New York since the mayor showed up. People just don't really report it. There was a car that ran into a synagogue. There were shootings in a synagogue. A Jew was strangled on a subway. A Jewish girl had her skull shattered by someone threw a rock at her into a bus. A foreigner, an illegal alien who got deported actually after all that. Like I could keep going and keep listing instances of this happening, but this is not the first Islamic terror attack. It's just the most noteworthy.
You need to understand there's a correlation here. These things are connected. We are not safe in New York with Zoran Mandami, the Muslim, as our mayor. He is, by his very ability to be there, he is basically sponsoring and influencing and telling these people, go out and declare jihad. By not condemning it,
he literally is telling the truth here, because by telling people it's an anti-protest towards the protest, you're quite literally condemning. I mean, you're quite literally telling people to go out there and commit anti-protest. Yo, but Domini is fucked, bro. I ain't gonna lie. We seen true colors coming out.
He's basically saying more jihads against Christians like Jake Lang, and it's.
I look, man, I'm not going to say that he's not spitting here. I mean, he's kind of completely right. I mean, that's what the religion seems to say.
And it's crazy because, like, a month ago, I was saying I wouldn't fuck with Jake Lang. He's a little crazy.
Nick Shirley was talking about
but now I'm starting to see he's actually intelligent.
Condemn terrorists. So today here in New York City, the Mayor Zoran Mandami called protester Jake Lang a white supremacist, but he failed to mention that the two men who threw literal bombs at him are two Muslims, and he didn't even call them terrorists. He actually didn't even condemn that. But meanwhile, here in New York City, you also have all these people. This is the famous Canal Street. And look, now they start freaking out because I put a camera on their face. But they sell all this stuff, counterfeit goods. Meanwhile, all this madness is happening here in New York City. Nothing ever gets solved. They let criminals do whatever. Whether you say this is criminal or not, it is. They're selling fraudulent goods.
And so let's understand this. Here you have an entire street of illegal aliens that broke into our country illegally, selling counterfeit foreign goods. It's illegal to operate businesses on this street. But you have all these people doing it in broad daylight. They're welcome in the city. This has been going on for mad years. Jake Lang has an opinion that Zoran Mandani disagrees with. Well, that guy needs to get kicked out of our city. So deportations are fine as long as you're deporting the white people. Got it!
Damn.
Got it, Zoran. Very cool.
Not paying taxes on it. Meanwhile, you're working hard right now.
Damn, you gotta wake up in 5 hours and 20 minutes?
But these guys are able to make loads of cash and pocket it all in their pocket without even having to pay tax. So then watch, as soon as I put a camera on any of these fraudsters, these scammers, watch how they just freak out. How much? Show your face? No face? How come? How come? Look, they make lots of cash. They know they're doing stuff wrong.
I'm the same way though, bro. I'll be up to like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning every
notice
fucking
how it's not
night.
white Christian males doing this.
Thousands of dollars. So
not a lot of Zionist Jews doing this shit.
You have a mayor who's not willing to call terrorists, who are literally throwing bombs in the city of New York City. They have a bomb squad there right now, checking out everything because of how bad it is. Look, how much? How much? How much? Why? What's wrong? What's wrong?
Look, this is perfect. I love that this is caught on camera. Here you have someone illegal in the country telling someone that was born in the country to get out of here. It's so blatant and obvious, man.
You doing something wrong? See, they know they're doing stuff wrong. That's why they'll freak out. No, I'm all right. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, I already know the feeling, brother. I'll be up all night, man.
And you really do have a lawless New York City.
Even
right
when
now.
I'm tired as fuck,
Who's
too,
not
I
condemned.
just can't go to sleep for some reason.
It's just under a different form of law. Like Sharia law, for example.
I mean, anything. Only thing he is condemning is a protester. He's a Christian protester. You might not agree with all his tactics. I agree. Some of his tactics are a bit wild. But he calls him a white supremacist, but he won't call the terrorist. That's a little crazy.
It's a little crazy indeed. We noticed, actually. We're noticing how this keeps happening. It's kind of insane. So this is Zoran Mamdani, mayor of New York, doing a little press conference to respond. And it's unbelievable that it keeps getting worse.
Us were home.
There's no way it could get worse.
This was a vile protest rooted in white supremacy entitled Stop the Islamic Takeover of New York City.
First of all, shouldn't the headline be Islamic terrorist attack takes place in New York City?
What the fuck? That's what I'm saying, bro. This nigga keeps on bringing up protests. Well, we're talking about a terrorist act, bro. Alright, brother. Appreciate you, man. Tune in anytime, man. Appreciate your support. Have a good night, brother.
3 bombs found that
How
could
the
level a
fuck?
city block.
Yo, this
or
dude
some
makes
shit.
no sense, bro.
Volatile devices used by ISIS and Al-Qaeda.
How you gonna
thrown
bring up
at
protests?
peaceful protesters? Nope, that's not how he starts. White supremacy is the problem here.
I'm the first Muslim mayor of our city. Anti-Muslim bigotry is nothing new to me, nor is it anything new for the 1 million or so Muslim New Yorkers who know this city as our home.
Good shit. So no need to talk about it. It's not new.
While
a lot of anti-Muslim bigotry started when Muslims killed 3,000 New Yorkers a couple years back. Any remember that?
I found this protest appalling. I will not waver in my book.
Okay, all right. So you disagree with their opinion. I find when you scream "globalize the Intifada" appalling. In fact, I think it's literally criminal. You're literally calling for violence to start killing people in the streets. But they don't care. All right, listen, I find your protests appalling. You call for the murder of innocent people on the streets of New York when you globalize the Intifada. All right, I think when you say from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, you mean kill all the Jews between the river and the sea, which means all the Jews in Israel need to die. That is exactly what it means. There's no other interpretation, but I find it appalling, but you have the right to say it. It's disgusting, sure, it's evil, yeah, whatever, but you have the right to say it. So I don't care what you find appalling, at all. I find the fact that there was a terrorist attack on New York City, and you are literally not condemning the terrorists as a major issue here.
Belief that it should be allowed to happen.
It shouldn't be allowed to happen? What, peaceful protests aren't allowed to happen? Why? Why can't peaceful protests happen? You are the king of peaceful protests.
There's no way
what are
he
we
said
doing
that.
here?
Ours is a free society where the right to peaceful protest is sacred. It does not belong only to those we agree with. It belongs to everyone.
All right, beautiful.
I will defend.
So why are you starting
Bringing
your
this
entire
up.
thing condemning a peaceful protester?
That right every day that I am mayor, even when those protesting say things that I abhor. Let me also be clear about something else.
All right, here we go. Get
New
ready.
York City will never tolerate violence, whether from protests or
Terrorism,
counter-protests.
All right. Why do you mention
He
that?
said
Did something happen?
He said counter protest, bro. He really calling this a counter protest, bro. If Donald Trump don't seize this, bro, I need Donald Trump to fucking see this shit, bro. There's no way he's calling this shit a counter protest. There's no way.
Counter-protesters met this display of bigotry peacefully, with a vision of a city that is welcoming to all. But a few did not.
A few as in dozens that were kicking the car and pushing him and elbowing him and harassing him. All right, that's the few.
2 men, Amir Balat and Ibrahim Kayumi, traveled from Pennsylvania and attempted to bring violence to New York City. They are suspected of coming here.
What did they do? Did they like kick him in the shin?
To commit an act of terrorism.
There we go.
There is video of these 2 individuals throwing 2 devices towards the protest.
2 devices.
The police department has determined that these were improvised explosive devices made to injure, maim, or worse. Thanks to the swift and decisive actions of NYPD officers at the scene, both men were immediately taken into custody.
Yeah, there was a little oopsie-poopsie, almost some violence, but he really condemns white supremacy. Mayor Mamdani started off his press conference on Monday about the ISIS-inspired attack on Saturday by condemning white supremacy. It's honestly insane, bro. It's the craziest fucking shit in the world. It's wild, dude.
It's like...
All right. Mayor Mamdani's statement calls Jake Lang by name, calls the shrapnel bomb an explosive device, doesn't name the two suspects, Ibrahim and Amir Balat, doesn't use the word terrorism. It's honestly incredible stuff. Downplaying that shit. Jake Lang, on the contrary, he's only gotten way bigger by all this.
Yeah, vilified, and they won't even name the perpetrator of a mass terrorist attack on the NYPD.
This is why he had to name them.
God bless them, but did he name the name of the person who tried to kill them? What about... Okay, so yesterday in his tweet, did he name them, or he failed to name them but called me a white supremacist? 18 million impressions on it. I am a pro-white American. America was founded by white people, and they need an advocate. We are disappearing. We are being displaced. We are
That's
being
why I
replaced.
didn't like
I have
this.
hate in my heart for no one, but I have love in my heart for the home team. I was born a white American New Yorker, and I stand for white American New Yorkers. They deserve a home in this city. They deserve to be able to speak their mind on the streets without having bombs thrown at them.
I mean,
that's
called him a
based.
white
Okay.
supremacist. Why? The position of not getting bombs thrown at white people is white supremacy. This guy's like, yes.
I stand for
God
Christians.
damn.
In America, saying that Jesus Christ is Lord is apt to get you killed by a Muslim. And the mayor, instead of addressing the issue, will obfuscate the truth, completely disavow. He will not even say the name of the radical Islamic terrorist, but he says white supremacists showed up for bigotry and we deserve to be murdered.
Whoa, 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 we got some Secret Service. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Zora on the ground, the Muslim terrorist in this one. I pray the name of Jesus Christ's blood over you in this city. New York in America was founded as a Christian country in a Christian city in a Christian state. And we will remain.
Right there, man.
Zora, say their name.
He's running away.
White Americans built New York, Zoran, and you're destroying it.
God damn, holy shit. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, the white supremacist position of not wanting Muslims to blow up white Americans. Like, dude, you like that? Wow, I've never seen such white supremacy. So Mahdi Hassan decides to say Jake Lang was pardoned by Trump for his role in January 6th. Yeah, because
So?
he was arrested as a political prisoner. Okay. I'm trying to imagine the right's response if Joe Biden pardoned a violent criminal, convicted criminal who turned up to a violent protest outside the home of Ron DeSantis. What are we talking about? Right? He didn't.
The only violent part was the fucking
He was arrested as a
anti-protesters.
political prisoner because the Jan 6 arrests, they arrested him as like an insurrectionist terrorist, all right? And they threw him in a fucking hole for years, all right? Not even remotely the same as a violent convicted criminal. That's one. Two, he didn't turn up at a violent protest outside the home of Ron DeSantis. He went to peacefully protest. It was a Muslim terrorist that turned it into a violent protest that threw a fucking bomb at him.
Exactly.
Like, this is insane. So Mehdi Hassan, a American citizen, God knows why, he also needs to get deported, in my opinion. He is literally co-signing terrorism here. He's basically running defense for the people that threw fucking bombs at the guy by saying, imagine the right response. He didn't show up at a violent protest. It became a violent protest because they tried to kill him. Like, this is unreal. But I'm not surprised, because Mehdi Hassan actually supports the Islamic grooming gangs in England. So, am I that surprised?
We know that the very, very, very vast majority are actually British Pakistanis.
So hold on.
You're trying to deflect it into thinking it's somehow white men doing all this.
Oh my God. So in Glasgow, there were white men. So 11 people abused 3 children, one of them in a nappy diaper.
I'm not talking
white
about
gang.
Glasgow.
You're not talking about that, nor is Elon Musk. In the West Midlands, why
are you upset that there are mass rape gangs of Pakistani Muslims raping white girls? Why do you care about the million white girls raped by Pakistanis when a white guy was a rapist too?
These people
Classic
are sick.
Mehdi Hassan move.
West Midlands, a decade of child sex crimes. 21 white people abused 7 children, all of them under the age of 12.
Right.
And they're in jail.
Cornwall in 2010.
These aren't the scandals we're talking about,
sex crimes.
Are you upset that there are mass Islamic rape gangs? Are you upset that despite the fact that Pakistanis are only 6.5% of the population, they committed, get ready, 97% of the gang rapes? That's a real number, by the way. 6.5% of the population, 97% of the gang rapes. All right? There's a rape in London every 54 minutes, and he's like, Why are you upset at Muslims when actually white people rape also?
Well, I'll get to that in a moment. 6 men abused 30 girls, the youngest of whom was 5 years old. And you've just made my point for me. These are the scandals we're not talking about. Why? Why are we defining child sex crimes and grooming gangs by race, unless you're a racist or trying to make political hay out of it?
You're a racist. How dare you wanting to stop 97% of the grooming gangs?
I care about the victims of all crimes.
Fucking bullshit, dude.
Don't give a damn.
Didn't give a damn about the 35,000 protesters that were massacred by the Iranian regime.
Whether the perpetrator was brown, black, white, blue, or yellow. I think we should support the victims of those crimes. And if you're...
Me too. All rapists bad, but also immigration is a problem.
Only obsessed with the perpetrators, as Elon Musk is, as Robert Jenner is, then you don't actually care about these girls. That's what Alexis J said.
But the argument, as you know, the argument, as you know, from those who do want a big further inquiry, is that actually there was a very specific section of the community, a very specific section of the Muslim community, and it was British Pakistani men who, they believe, were operating under some warped cultural thing, which they felt entitled them to behave
that's
this way.
we don't. Well, that's not proven, right? That's what we need.
It's not proven. Yes, it's true that 6.5% of the population did 97% of the gang rapes, but it's not proven that it's actually cultural. All right, dude. All right, dude. Keep co-signing Islamic rape gangs, my guy. No one's surprised, all right? It's not proven. It's a coincidence. It's a coincidence, guys. It's just a coincidence that 97% of the gang rapes are done by Pakistani Muslims in England. Just a coincidence. Yes, sir. So, and this is Mehdi Hassan freaking out, crashing out, calling America worse than the Nazis for attacking Iran.
Just from the sort of geopolitical strategic point, like on day one, to have this and to have the rhetoric being into the region, we don't care if you live or die, to not make the distinction between like civilians and combatants, just also strikes me as like
retarded.
Wildly self-defeating at just the sort of tactical level.
So this is completely retarded for multiple reasons. One, obviously, there is a difference between civilians and between the actual military. Obviously, mistakes happen. Obviously, collateral damage happens. That's a war for you. I guess Iran shouldn't have been literally fucking trying to kill us for 47 years. Oopsie poopsie, it's all on them. I'm tired of this grandstanding and emotional manipulation. All right, quite literally, fuck these guys and their emotional, grandstanding, virtue signaling piece of shit garbage. All right, every single casualty, civilian casualty in Iran, their blood is on the hands of the Iranian regime. All right, every single one of them, just like the deaths in Gaza, are on the hands of Hamas, who started the fucking war. I'm not getting into this entire hullabaloo, trying to get gaslighted and manipulated into saying that it's actually America should never fight our enemies because our enemies use human shields and the civilians will die. So therefore, you have to let them kill you. All right, let them continue to rape you because if you fight back, someone might get hurt. I'm sorry, man. That's not how the world works. That's not how war works. But making believe that there was no differentiation made is a lie. Anyway, back to the retards.
The sort of tactical level.
Yes. It's a moral abomination, yeah, and yes, it's tactically stupid. They bombed...
It's because it wasn't done intentionally. Right? Even if it was an actual American missile that bombed that school in Iran, it was not intentional. It was collateral damage in a war. Tragic, absolutely. But that's what happens in war. A war which only happened because Iran decided to terrorize us for 47 years.
The submarine and just let the sailors drown to death.
Oh, this one's awesome. I love this.
Going again. Even the Nazis didn't do that during World War II, apparently.
America is worse than Nazis because when we attacked their navy, we didn't send in little rescue teams to rescue their people from drowning. Motherfucker, we told them not to get involved. We told them they would get immunity if they decided not to fight us. They decided to fight us and they died in war. And now we're worse than the Nazis. That's right, worse than the Nazis. That's America, so leave. Why the fuck is he here to morally grandstand on us? Like, I can't stand this shit. Right, so go live there. If they're better, why are you here, man?
Exactly. Even the Nazis collected people from the water. This is insane rhetoric.
No. It's insane rhetoric to say that America is worse than Nazis because America decided to kill Islamic terrorists that have been terrorizing us for 47 years.
Insane behavior from people who don't give a damn. Donald Trump has never given a damn about Iranian lives. I see people in the diaspora cheering.
So, again, not true.
On this war, and I feel bad for them.
Where he gets this information
yes, all the delusional Iranians that are celebrating Donald Trump right now, they're just all dumb. Right? They should be celebrating the Ayatollah. the terrorists that were massacring their people for the last 47 years.
Trump screws over everyone, and he's going to screw over the Iranian people as well. He's a guy who has deported Iranians back to that government to be tortured or oppressed. He doesn't...
What?
So, they are torturing and oppressing people?
Care about the Iranian people. We're seeing that with this war.
Because he is caring about our country. Like, again, you can care about two things. Like, on the one hand, we care about America. On the other...
Bro, what the fuck kind of... Yo, what sense do he make? In one hand, he's saying the Iranian people love Iran. And then in the other hand, he's saying, why is he sending people back to Iran where they could get killed? What? Yo, bro, this dude is delusional. I'm telling you, low IQ people have invaded politics, bro. And this is because we imported foreign countries into our country, bro. Low IQ people is literally in politics now. This shit is bad. This is really bad.
On the other hand, we don't want the Iranians to be tortured by this Islamic regime.
You cannot bring... I thought we learned this, Chris, decades ago. You don't liberate people at the barrel of a gun with bombs.
No, the barrel of the gun is pointed towards the dictators, not towards the people. But again, he doesn't care because he is actively playing defense for our enemies. In my opinion, anyone that does this, even if you're just a political commentator, you are allying yourself quite literally with an Islamic regime, and this dude needs to get denaturalized and deported. I am so over the line with this shit. I'm tired of it. I don't like the idea of bringing foreigners into our country so they could fucking ally themselves with the regime trying to kill us. I'm tired of it. I don't like it. He needs to go. They all need to go. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired. We're gonna end up like London. All right. Historic first. Historic first. Calls to prayer blaring out for Ramadan at the London stadiums. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh my god. What the fuck is this shit?
Historic first.
Like, I thought these motherfuckers...
Historic first. Wow, colonized. Absolutely. Yep, that's the historic first. When a king puts invaders before the people, he is no longer their king. And that's what they're doing now. There it is. Colonization. Historic first, guys. Great news. Isn't this nice? Well, you'll love this one, all right? Because in France, they do it too. I wonder why Keir Starmer and Macron from France are all on the side of the Islamic terrorists. Well, let's see what this French imam has to say.
Si la femme s'est parfumée, elle n'a pas le droit de sortir dans cet état-là. Et lorsque...
What he's saying is, I'll translate, what he's saying is, if the woman has perfume, then it's her own fault for getting raped in public by Muslims. She should have stayed home.
Tu te trouves sur le trottoir, ma sœur, n'oublie
If you find her on the sidewalk,
pas de raser les murs. Laisse le milieu du chemin aux hommes et toi prends le bas-côté. La fitna
she should stay in the corner.
De la mixité est terrible. Dans un hadith unanimement authentique, je n'ai pas laissé après moi de tentation plus néfaste pour les hommes que
There's too much of a temptation for the men.
les femmes. Tu es dans le devoir d'interdire.
Feminists fighting forever about how actually, just because we're tempting you, it doesn't mean you're allowed to look at me, all right? Can Muslim men control their urges to rape women wearing perfume? This French imam says no, they can't. So he orders women wearing perfume to isolate indoors and not provoke Muslim men. Happy International Women's Day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really glad this is what you're voting for. All right, good job voting for this to come into your countries. Just in, a criminal explosion struck a synagogue in the Belgian city of Liège at 4 a.m. local time Monday morning in a violent act of anti-Semitism. In quotes. In quotes. In quotes, violent act of anti-Semitism. I mean, what? Yeah, Muslims blew up a synagogue, but, like, it's just a quote-unquote violent act of anti-Semitism. Kinda weird how this keeps happening. So while we fight our enemies justly overseas that are trying to kill us, we also, thank you for your misplaced empathy, feminists, very cool, decided to import people that want to kill us in our own borders. Now, illegal immigrants, they all have to go. That's not up for debate, and we shouldn't even engage that with a normal discussion. Every time someone hits you with statistics, you just answer with the fact that we have a country, we have borders, we need to enforce our borders. That's literally it. You came in illegally, you have to go. We have to have a country that's sovereign. Every country is allowed to be a sovereign country except for ours. Because we're a good country, and because our country has a strong military, for some reason we have to literally kill ourselves and import people that want us dead? No, actually, we don't need to do that. And it doesn't matter how much, oh, they're just running away from issues. Yeah, well, we have our own issues, okay? We're trying to figure that shit out, all right? So every single person in this country illegally has to go. That's not up for debate anymore. Our enemies that are trying to kill us, they have to die. That's also not up for debate. We have the most powerful military in the world. If you want to be dumb enough to try to kill us, then fuck it, man. Your funeral is going to be swift, and it's going to be bloody. Where the debate actually does need to be is, what are we doing about the people that are citizens in our country that did come here legally, that quite literally are not willing to integrate into civil society and are trying to kill us? That's exactly where the nuanced discussion needs to be, and it's the thing that no one's even willing to talk about. It's, for some reason, a taboo. Killing people that are trying to kill us, that's obvious. Deporting people that are here illegally, that's obvious. But start engaging the discussion. What are we going to do with the people that are literally on the side of our enemies in our borders? This is why so many people call me far-right, alt-right. Yeah, the alt-right position of not wanting me and my family to get raped to death by third world people that are allying themselves with terrorists overseas instead of our actual nation and our people. The alt-right, far-right position of allying myself with the hobbits and not the orcs that are trying to rape us to death. So yeah, anyway, that was today's really mega ultra deep dive. Hope you've been enjoying the styles of videos, the mega deep dives lately that I've been putting together. Definitely subscribe.
I ain't gonna lie, Nux is nice with it, bro. I fuck with Nux channel OD.